Good morning, Boston. It's great to be back here, and it's Tuesday. Looking forward to actually getting Sarah Wernert, a very good friend of mine and coach and trainer that I've had on the air a few months ago, and I have to say, Sarah, welcome you back and support you with your great work that you do.
Well, thank you so much for having me back, Sarah.
You're very welcome. A lot going on, actually, Sarah, when it comes to health and fitness. I've been reading some articles, and obviously you have helped me through some very difficult times with competing, and I do that part-time, and you're our sponsored athlete, and you're going to be competing in June. What does it take, literally, to get in shape? I mean, as an athlete or just an average person?
Well, you're right. It does take a lot, but not every single person has to set the goal to compete. You know, the basics is to start with your nutrition plan.
Right.
And 80% of, getting healthier is based on your nutrition. It's changing your habits. It's looking at your current diet and seeing what kind of things that you could change to make yourself healthier. And basically that's what I do with my online program.
Right. One of the great things, though, and I can't help but repeat this again and reiterate to our listeners, because you've helped so many of them and some of my friends, my dear close friends, with your Wernert Watchers nutrition plan. And what I like about that plan is that you've helped folks that live in the U.S., in Europe. I mean, one of your clients actually was living in London.
Yes. Actually, it was one of my very first online clients. And, you think that's funny. I would think there could be someone in the U.S. But yes, one of my very first clients lived in London, and she did a spectacular job. And it just shows you that you can live anywhere and do my program. All it is basically taking a look at what you eat now and making small adjustments to your current diet to make it more realistic and put you in a deficit to help you lose weight,
right,
and get you healthier depending on what your specific needs are.
I think the biggest thing for me as well is I'm on the air, and I also work with folks who've literally been going through some things in life with this economy, and it's really tough, the challenges people face when it comes to financial stability and making sure that you're also healthy, because that's number one when it comes to my list of things. And in life, I've always said you need a coach, whether it's a coach for your fitness, just like you are my coach in fitness and nutrition, and in finances, to go and get the proper advice financially, because that's the foundation for you as a person and your family, and setting those goals up for your children as well. One of the things that I noticed with you is that you do really not only care and enjoy and are very passionate, but you have been an athlete for 10 years and have competed very successfully and have really continued down that path of competing and staying on the program. What is the greatest difficulty to stay on an exercise program or to have healthy eating habits?
That's a great question, Sarah. It basically is trying, I guess, find the balance of how to make it an everyday thing. And I take it, like I've said to you before, it's just one good day at a time. I think a lot of people get overwhelmed, especially if you get overweight and
right,
they think they have so much to get out of and feel lost. All you have to do is take one good day at a time, one good diet day, one good workout at a time, and that's basically how I, get to my successes. That's what I just think to myself, okay, today just one good day at a time. And that's what I would stress for anyone, to contact you, to contact us, and we would figure it out together. I would set them up with a plan, and then all you have to do is follow it, and just every one good day at a time, and if you do have a bad day, it's okay. We're all human. We're all going to fall off the wagon here
right,
and there. There's a lot going on. There's always holidays and parties, and, you can't really beat yourself up over that. You just have to get right back on it and have a good day the next day. So that's exactly what I do.
I mean, one of the biggest things is that we are endorsing you as an athlete for your competitions in June. And it is a big thing in respect to the fact that I don't endorse a lot of people. And I've gone through your Wernert Watchers nutrition plan. And folks, if you really are interested, you can call us at our 1-800-662-9550 for Sarah Wernert on her Wernert Watchers nutrition plan. Just because it has worked for me. And I'm all about proof of concept. You have a track record. You've competed. You've been very successful. You've won at the Arnold Classic. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger's event. And you have actually very recently also had two of your competitors do very, very well in some of their figure competitions. So you can brag about them as well.
Oh, yes. I've had many successes. You are one of them sitting right in front of me. And then this past weekend I had two girls in a show. And I train not only competitors, but the average, Joe, anyone that just wants to lose weight. And I am very grateful to have your company sponsor me for my next event because, having your support has been really good for me. I am very focused. I'm excited to step on stage again. And basically it's just to display, that hard work does pay off.
It sure does.
And, and that's what anyone can do at home. They could just, have to make their health a priority. Because if you're not healthy, then you can't be healthy for your family.
Right.
And if we don't have our health, then, what do we really have?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the numbers don't lie. Right now, they're saying there's at least $142 billion that's going into the challenge that we're facing with obesity and illnesses. And employers are putting that kind of money. So business owners are getting directly hit by that. Families are getting directly hit by that. And it really comes down to diet and nutrition and proper planning. I have trained for over 20 years. I've never come across a plan like yours. I was working out like a fiend, but not getting results.
Right.
And the difference is that it was definitely the nutrition plan, because if you are looking at what you're eating and how your body is fueled, and we're not talking about food that you're only allowed to eat, certain things and not things that you love or like, because you have helped folks that are not competing that we're going to have on the air actually in the next couple of weeks, Russ and Sandy, who are working with Service Masters, and there have been some amazing results, and they're life-changing. And that is why it's so important to sort of ask the question, folks, if you're looking to get into better shape or just a better state of mind. Sarah Wernert definitely is the real deal and has done wonders. I think went down to 11% body fat and gained 5 or 6 pounds in muscle.
Yeah, you lost, I think, 18 pounds of fat and gained 5 pounds of muscle. And, I'm pretty humble most times, but I do remember one of the very first meetings we had, and you did tell me you had trainers for 20 years, and you worked out wonderfully the very first time. I mean, I could push you to the end. But what I did tell you, which I will stand by, is I said, you listen to me for 12 weeks and your body will change more than it has in the last 20 years. And you would agree to that. I
would absolutely agree to that. And that is not based on friendship. I will have to say, truly, you're extremely gifted. You are caring. You have worked with folks online and you have produced amazing results for them. And it's not just the weight. It's just the perspective and the way they look at life. And that's very much related to what we do here at Most. And when you look at financial independence and stability, that brings great joy to families and their long-term goals. And that applies to what your plan offers. So I really encourage folks, I can't stress it enough, to just call her, ask the question. You can call us here directly at 1-800-662-9550. And the other question that I wanted to ask you about getting ready for competition, how are you finding it? Are you excited to be on stage in June in Chicago, right?
Oh, yes. I'll be in Chicago in June. Actually, it's my birthday weekend. So it'll be wonderful to celebrate my birthday after my long preparation. But I am getting excited. Every day I step in that gym, I'm just excited to be there. And, I keep pushing myself. So I'm definitely looking forward to June. I have 9 more weeks of prep. A lot more workouts to go, but it will be great to be back on stage. And, this is just something I'm just truly passionate about.
Well, I know you are.
I just love helping people. I mean, I do this all in my family. Anyone that, has any nutrition questions or diet, needs any diet advice, I'm always here.
Well, the thing with this is that you were working with your mom, and she did extremely well. And that's a difficult scenario.
It is. It's more of a control thing when you work with a parent because
You think so?
yes, for sure. And, and this is how it all evolved. Like, she wanted to go to, a different kind of weight loss program. I said, Mom, what are you doing? This is what I do. And, she was a little reluctant at first because of the whole control thing. But she understood that I'm the boss when it comes to weight loss, and she'll listen. And that she did. And, she's just, the average, 50-some-year-old lady that wants to lose weight. She's not a competitor. She's
Right.
not going to step on stage in a bikini, but she just wanted to feel better about herself. And, she doesn't lift weights like I do. We found what she enjoys doing
Right.
as an aerobic way to lose weight, and that was Zumba. So with her type of exercise and my diet plan, she was able to lose 25 pounds and feel absolutely wonderful for, a big day. So, it just shows you that it doesn't matter if you want to compete or if you just want to feel good about yourself. It's all about your diet, and I can definitely help anyone that's, wants to be interested.
And the thing that I always look at really is what we're going through right now, because the economy is still very choppy, that there's such a great tie-in, and it's sad but true that you're reporting a lot more health issues when it comes to the financial situation people are dealing with. I mean, if you have that debt issue, you're going to see also things that correlate to your health and health problems. In fact, I was looking at some statistics, and they're very troubling because we're looking at 10 to 16 million people that are suffering on their issues with not only debt but health issues that are reported due to that. And here's what happens. You know this. If you're in a stressful situation, you stop sleeping, or you start getting anxiety, and you start probably reaching out for food that isn't good for you. And that becomes like a roller coaster effect, and it can affect and probably create all kinds of other issues with your health. And I say if you can just focus on getting yourself financially healthy, looking at getting on a plan, and I'm saying just something that's reasonable. If it's a nutrition, not just going to the gym and getting a personal trainer, because all of that can get very expensive and labor intensive, and people don't have time for that. They want to be with their family. They want to be with their kids. And this could be, you've made plans for friends of mine who have families, and they want to integrate that food with their kids and their husbands so that they can get that dinner together and make that plan and enjoy that meal together and stay healthy together and go for a walk afterwards. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what makes sense. That's real living.
Of course.
And I just want to encourage folks, again, please feel free to call us here at 1-800-662-9550 and reach out to Sarah Wernert. She's my coach. She's a trainer, nutritional advisor, and I got to say, I don't have enough nice things to say about you. Stay well, folks.